in the morning.
Welcome back to our channel for another exclusive deep dive into the relentless drama of Genoa City. Today is a beautiful day to unpack the explosive tensions and dark secrets brewing among our favorite characters. Grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let us jump right into the latest shockers and unravel the mysteries that are keeping us all entirely hooked. Young and the Restless spoilers. The atmosphere in Genoa City has been thick with an undeniable, suffocating tension ever since Matt Clark miraculously returned from the brink of death, claiming to suffer from profound amnesia. For the Newman family, this memory loss has been nothing short of a psychological torture device. Noah Newman, carrying the heavy, generational trauma of his family, has been particularly vigilant. He has witnessed firsthand the catastrophic destruction Matt inflicted upon his mother, Sharon, and his father, Nick. Noah views himself as the ultimate protector of his loved ones, a role he takes incredibly seriously. Now that Matt is inexplicably orbiting Sienna Bacall, the woman Noah loves, the stakes have reached an agonizingly high level. Noah simply cannot accept the narrative that Matt is a reformed blank slate. He sees the monster lurking beneath the surface, waiting to strike again. Driven by a fierce, almost blinding protective instinct, Noah decides that he can no longer wait for the other shoe to drop. He knows that passive observation is a dangerous game when dealing with a master manipulator like Matt Clark. Noah resolves to take matters into his own hands, formulating a risky plan to intentionally provoke the beast. He believes that if he applies enough psychological pressure, the amnesiac facade will inevitably crack, exposing the ruthless villain underneath. Noah wants to prove to Sienna, and to the rest of the world, that Matt is still a lethal threat. He tracks Matt down, his heart pounding with a mixture of righteous anger and deep-seated dread, fully prepared to ignite a confrontation that could change the course of their lives forever. The confrontation begins with a chilling, calculated aggression. Noah approaches Matt, his posture rigid and his eyes locked onto the man who has caused his family so much unspeakable pain. Without hesitation, Noah deliberately brings up Sienna's mysterious past and the incredibly complex, dark relationship she shares with Matt. He uses Sienna's name as a psychological weapon, twisting the knife by recounting the trauma and the twisted history that binds them together. Noah's words are sharp, designed to penetrate the fog of Matt's supposed memory loss. He relentlessly taunts Matt, questioning his manhood, his sanity, and his right to even breathe the same air as Sienna. The air in the room grows heavy, charged with an explosive energy as Noah pushes every conceivable boundary. What happens next defies all logical expectations. Despite his genuine, medically documented amnesia, Matt experiences a severe, deeply ingrained psychological threat response. The human brain might forget names and dates, but the body possesses a terrifying ability to remember trauma, possession, and visceral danger. As Noah repeatedly invokes Sienna's name and details their dark history, a neurological misfire occurs within Matt's damaged mind. His eyes, previously clouded with confusion, suddenly darken with a primal, terrifying hostility. The mention of Sienna acts as a powerful catalyst, bypassing his conscious memory and tapping directly into his darkest subconscious instincts. Matt feels an overwhelming, inexplicable sense of being severely threatened, a sensation so potent that it completely overrides his rational thought processes. In a shocking, breathtaking explosion of violence, the tension shatters. Matt, driven by an uncontrollable surge of adrenaline and phantom memories, suddenly and viciously launches a physical attack on Noah. He lunges forward with the ferocity of a cornered predator, his fists flying in a blind, unbridled rage. The sheer unpredictability and brutality of the assault shock everyone in the vicinity. This is not a calculated strike from a criminal mastermind. It is an uncontrolled physical reaction born from a profound, terrifying sense of danger. Noah, caught slightly off guard by the sheer explosive power of the attack, is forced to defend himself as the two men crash into the surrounding furniture, their struggle echoing with the terrifying sounds of raw, unfiltered hatred. Sienna Bacall arrives at the scene just as the violence reaches its terrifying peak. She freezes in absolute horror, her eyes wide as she witnesses the horrifying spectacle unfolding before her. The man who once terrorized her, the abuser she thought was finally neutralized by his profound memory loss, is now brutally fighting the man she currently loves and relies upon for safety. Sienna is paralyzed by the sheer brutality of the moment, her mind struggling to process the chaotic nightmare. She cannot understand the deep root of this sudden, violent outburst. Why is Matt, who supposedly remembers nothing of his past obsession with her, attacking Noah with such lethal intent? The psychological whiplash leaves her breathless and trembling. Then comes the shocking plot twist that turns the entire narrative upside down. During the violent, chaotic struggle, as fists connect and breath turns ragged, Matt screams a terrifying accusation at the top of his lungs. His voice, raw and desperate, tears through the room. "She is in real danger with you." He points a trembling, bloodied finger at Noah, his eyes wide with a frantic, inexplicable terror. Matt screams that Sienna is in mortal peril whenever she is near Noah. The accusation hangs in the air like a live grenade. Why would Matt, the ultimate villain of Genoa City, claim that Noah Newman, the perceived hero and protector, is the true threat to Sienna's safety? This major question immediately shifts the dynamic of the confrontation. Is it possible that Matt, even with a broken, amnesiac mind, is sensing a dark, hidden truth about Noah Newman? Has Noah been harboring a sinister secret from his time in London, or perhaps a terrifying aspect of his personality that he has kept completely hidden from Sienna? Or is Matt simply projecting his own toxic, abusive darkness onto the man who has taken his place in Sienna's life? Sienna is completely bewildered by this wild claim. The words pierce through her panic, planting a cold, terrifying seed of doubt in her heart. She looks at Noah, the man who has offered her sanctuary, and suddenly wonders if she truly knows him at all. Driven by a desperate need to stop the bloodshed and uncover the truth, Sienna throws herself into the fray. She bravely intervenes, using her own body to separate the two fighting men. She is deeply confused and terrified by Matt's wild accusations and the extreme physical violence displaying before her. She demands answers amidst the chaos, her voice trembling as she asks Matt what he means, and begs Noah to stop fighting. Sienna is caught in a horrific, emotional crossfire, forced to act as a physical and psychological barrier between her traumatic past and her increasingly uncertain future. The physical struggle slowly breaks apart, but the emotional damage is already radiating through the room. Noah fiercely challenges Matt, pushing him back and vehemently declaring that Matt's words are the baseless, manipulative ravings of a lunatic. Noah tries to project absolute strength and calm, desperately attempting to reassure a terrified Sienna. He insists that Matt is playing a twisted psychological game, using his supposed amnesia as a shield while planting toxic lies to destroy their relationship. Noah's defense is passionate and aggressive, but the desperation in his voice only adds to the suffocating tension. He wants to prove that he is the safe haven Sienna needs, but the violent confrontation has already shattered the illusion of safety. Noah realizes that Matt has successfully weaponized Sienna's fears, turning Noah's protective instincts into a source of suspicion. Just as Noah prepares to launch another verbal counterattack, a shocking medical crisis suddenly halts the confrontation. The adrenaline spikes too high for Matt's damaged neurological system to process. Without warning, Matt's eyes roll back, and he collapses heavily to the ground. The temporary amnesia, combined with the overwhelming surge of triggered subconscious memories and the extreme physical exertion of the fight, causes his brain to essentially short-circuit. The sudden collapse leaves Noah and Sienna staring in stunned silence at the unconscious man on the floor. The immediate physical threat is neutralized, but the psychological warfare has just reached a terrifying new level of complexity. As Matt slowly regains a semblance of consciousness on the cold floor, the fierce, protective clarity he possessed just moments ago is completely gone. He looks around the room in total, agonizing confusion, his hands trembling as he touches his bruised face. The memory lapse reclaims him with ruthless efficiency. He cannot clearly remember why he reacted with such intense, unbridled fury towards Noah. He looks at Sienna, his expression blank and vulnerable, completely unaware of the explosive accusation he just screamed at her boyfriend. The monster has retreated back into the fog of amnesia, leaving behind a trail of devastating emotional destruction that he cannot even comprehend. Sienna is left standing between the two men, her internal turmoil reaching an agonizing crescendo. She looks down at the collapsed, confused Matt, and then over to the defensive, fiercely protective Noah. She is completely torn between them, her mind racing with terrifying possibilities. The seeds of doubt that Matt planted have taken root in her psyche. She begins to question the entire foundation of her relationship with Noah. Is Noah truly the benevolent protector he claims to be? Or is there a dark, controlling undercurrent to his actions that she has been too blind to see? The confrontation has fundamentally altered her perception of reality. Sienna's mind spirals into a dark abyss of paranoia and fear. She wonders about the hidden truths of her own traumatic past and the true nature of the men who claim to love and protect her. If Matt's subconscious, stripped of its conscious manipulation, is genuinely warning her about Noah, could there be a terrifying validity to his words? Is she unwittingly trading one dangerous, obsessive relationship for another? The psychological thriller of her life has taken a horrifying turn. Sienna realizes that she cannot trust Matt, but now, terrifyingly, she is no longer sure if she can fully trust Noah either. She is trapped in a maze of deception, where